Hi guys, it's me Ty here, and today I'm going to talk about should you guys buy a vehicle that has direct injection? And my answer for you guys is if it's a diesel, yes. If it's a gasoline vehicle, no. So with the gasoline vehicles, it used to always be that your fuel injectors, they would spray the fuel into the intake manifold, and then that fuel and air mixture would run across your intake valves on its way into the combustion chamber in the cylinder. And the issue that they were having is like, okay, so the way that used to be with it running across the valves, it would always keep your valve seats and valve stems clean, so that your cylinder would seal up nice and well when it would fire. But when they went to direct injection, they took the fuel injectors out of the intake manifold and they put them directly in the combustion chamber inside the cylinder. So then there was no gasoline to run across the valve seats, and those valve seats they would build up with carbon, and then the valve stems or the valves they wouldn't seal, and then you would have misfires. And then also that carbon that builds up on there, it looks like lava from a volcano, and that stuff it really holds heat. So with that added heat, it would cause the air fuel mixture to ignite before the cylinder reached top dead center. So you were firing before your engine was supposed to, and that caused the misfire. And of course, you're not going to pass your emissions tests in your state, and the engine is going to be just burning unused fuel and everything, plugging up your Cadillac converter, and you're just gonna have way more issues, um, terrible fuel mileage and everything with that thing. But when it comes to diesels, it's a completely different story, you guys. Okay, so I've been around diesels all my life. Uh, with between the old tractors and the original diesel pickups, like we had the 6.9 liter Ford diesels, the original ones there. We've had the 6.2s, the 6.5s before they even had the turbo on them, the 7.3s before they had the turbo on them. Um, so, like the 6.9s, they never started. All those older diesels like that, they were um, indirect injection. So, um, you actually had a pre-combustion chamber, and it would spray your fuel into there, and it didn't atomize it the best, is what it came down to. So they never wanted to start during the winter time. So it was a real game changer because, like, I remember we had a 3/4 ton Suburban with a 6.5 liter diesel, and we put that. It used to originally have a 350, but we blew it up and we put a brand new GM factory 6.5 liter diesel in it. And I was always taught, on cold days there with those old indirect engines that you want to cycle your glow plugs at least 3 times. And I remember we were out at the ski resort one time, and we spent the whole day there, and like it wasn't even terribly cold. And we went to get out of there, and we just about ran our battery completely dead. We did not think that we were going to get that Suburban running, and finally, with the grace of God, it finally popped off. And then I also had that happen with, I used to have a 94, a Ford 1 ton 7.3 IDI diesel. It was the 1 year in 1994 that they had where in chrome letters on the side of the fender it said turbo diesel, and that pickup was so darn special to me. And I was at a store one day for like 2.5 hours. I was doing all my Christmas shopping, and I didn't think I was going to get it started. I cranked and cranked and cranked, and I just about ran that battery dead. I was cycling those glow plugs 6 to 10 times just trying to get it hot enough, and then finally it popped off. And by the way, if you guys do run the batteries dead with those old IDIs, the best thing that you guys can do is flag somebody down and make sure you have a really heavy duty set of booster cables, put them on, and after they charge up your battery for a while, while it's still on there, give it some ether, and that's because I mean, where are you going to find a warm shop or warm place to haul that vehicle or pull that vehicle to during the winter time? So that's how I would personally get that machine running, you guys. Let's see. Yeah, that's about all I'm gonna say on it there. Uh, I know there's been a lot of people that have been like having dreams of bringing back like the old 6.9 liter bullnose diesel pickups and all that. But as somebody that's lived through that era of diesels, um, I, it's it was all just a stepping stone and learning for all these automotive companies that were going from gasoline to try out the diesel like a semi inside of that stuff. And all I have to tell you guys is wait until you save your money a little bit longer and make sure that you buy one that has direct injection so that you can start during the winter. It'll be a reliable vehicle during the winter time. So, which with those, it would be, let's see here, 1994 and a half is the first year. During that half of that year, it still said turbo diesel on those pickups, but you'll have to ask who's ever selling it to you, is it the actual Power Stroke diesel or is it the old 7.3 IDI diesel? You want the direct injection Power Stroke diesel because those will start good during the winter time. And then the Cummins diesels, I think most of all of them usually always did start good, even like the older ones. And then Chevys, trying to think here, I believe, let's see, it was that old body style, that 88 to 98 that had the 6.5 diesel. And then I would say in 1999, that might be your chance of when they came out the Duramax. And the Duramaxes start on amazing because my buddy, I remember when he first bought his Duramax, it was a 2003, and it could be like 20 below, and he just abused the heck out of it when he'd come home from work or whatever. He wouldn't let the engine cool down because it's your turbo is what you're worried about, because those turbo fins inside of there, they have your engine oil is what circulates them. As soon as you turn off your engine, they lose all cooling because they have no engine oil to cool them. And he would shut it off, and that turbo just kept on going, and he would fire right up at 20 below, and he'd stomp on it, and away he'd go to work. It was those Duramaxes were just amazing. So yeah, right. I'll leave it at that. So if you guys like this content, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll just keep kicking out these money saving videos for you guys on repairs, living in Southeast Asia, trying to save money that way, um, going back to college at an older age, and then yeah. So if you guys like this content, like, share, and subscribe. All right, bye.